I saw you standing by the old oak tree. The morning light was falling soft and free. Your hair was dancing in the summer breeze. You moved so gently like the autumn leaves. I didn't know that day would change my life. I didn't know you'd cut me like a knife. Not in a way that hurts or leaves a scar, but in a way that shows you who you are. I stood there frozen, couldn't find my feet. My heart was drumming to a brand new beat. I never felt the ground shift under me. I'd never known a love I couldn't see. But there you were, as real as morning air, as warm as sunlight falling through your hair. I took a breath and walked across the ground, and in that moment everything was found. They say that love will find you when it's time. They say that every heart will find its rhyme. I never thought that mine would find it here, standing in the open, free and clear. Love never says goodbye. It lives beneath the sky. It finds you when you least expect to feel. It makes the broken whole. It touches every soul and shows you something true and something real. Love never says goodbye. It never waves and walks away to cry. It stays inside your chest. It puts your heart to rest. Love never says goodbye. We talked until the sun began to fall. You told me stories leaning on the wall. You laughed about the things that went so wrong, and somehow all your pain became a song. I listened close to every word you said. I memorized the thoughts inside your head. You spoke of dreams you buried long ago, of seeds you planted watching nothing grow. I told you mine were scattered in the wind, that I had lost before I could begin. But something in your eyes said carry on, that even broken hearts can write a song. You poured your tea and offered me a cup, and just like that I knew I wasn't stuck. I felt the walls inside me start to fall, and realized I had never lived at all. They say that love will find you when it's time. They say that every heart will find its rhyme. And right there in that simple, quiet place, I found my home inside your smiling face. Love never says goodbye. It lives beneath the sky. It finds you when you least expect to feel. It makes the broken whole. It touches every soul. It shows you something true and something real. Love never says goodbye. It never waves and walks away to cry. It stays inside your chest. It puts your heart to rest. Love never says goodbye. I never planned to fall, I never planned it all. I just showed up and there you were, standing in the light, making everything right, like a promise that the heart preferred. You didn't need to speak to give us all what it needs. You just smiled and the whole world changed. Every scattered piece found a moment of peace, and nothing ever felt the same. We walked home slow beneath the rising moon. You hummed a melody, a gentle tune. I matched my steps to yours along the lane and hoped that I would see your face again. You stopped beside your door and turned around. Your eyes were soft and barely made a sound. You said goodnight like it was just a word, but it was more than anything I'd heard. I walked back home with something new inside, a quiet kind of joy I couldn't hide. I sat beside my window in the dark and felt your smile still glowing in my heart. I didn't sleep, I just lay watching stars, thinking how the best things leave no scars. And when the morning came with golden light, I knew that you had changed me overnight. Love never says goodbye, not even when the night is cold and long. Love never says goodbye, it simply turns your silence into song. It finds you in the ordinary days, it lights you up in unexpected ways. And from the moment that our eyes had met, love never says goodbye, and never will, not yet. The days went by, but you stayed on my mind. The kind of thought that's not so easy to find. I'd wake up in the morning thinking clear, and somehow every thought would bring you near. I'd pour my coffee standing by the sink and catch myself just stopping just to think about the way you laughed without a care, about the gentle way you fixed your hair. I tried to shake it like a passing dream, but love is never quite as light as it seems. It roots itself in places deep and still. It moves inside you quietly until you realize one day, waking to the sun, that somewhere in the quiet you'd begun to build a world that had you at the door, a world you'd never dared to dream before. I wasn't scared, I was just new to this kind of warmth, this kind of morning bliss, where someone fills the silence in your chest and suddenly the noise inside can rest. Love never says goodbye, it lives beneath the sky. It finds you when you least expect to feel. It makes the broken whole, it touches every soul and shows you something true and something real. Love never says goodbye, it never waves and walks away to cry. It stays inside your chest, it puts your heart to rest. Love never says goodbye. We met again beside the coffee shop. You waved at me and time just seemed to stop. You had a book tucked underneath your arm, a yellow scarf that kept you safe and warm. You smiled the way the morning smiles at noon, like something good was always coming soon. We sat across from one another there, with nothing but the table and the air. You talked about the places you had been, the mountains and the rivers you had seen. I told you of the roads I hadn't walked, the dreams I kept inside and never talked. You Coffee cooled between us on the wood, and neither one of us moved like we should. We just stayed there living in the now, not asking why, not asking when or how. Love never says goodbye. It lives beneath the sky. It finds you when you least expect to feel. It makes the broken whole. It touches every soul and shows you something true and something real. Love never says goodbye. It never waves and walks away to cry. It stays inside your chest. It puts your heart to rest. Love never says goodbye. I think I knew it then. I think I knew right there that you were something different, something rare. Not like a storm that shakes you and then goes, but like a steady river, calm and slow. You didn't try to fix me or to change. You simply sat beside me in my strange. You let me be exactly what I was, and loved me not for a reason, just because. We walked outside when afternoon came through. The light was gold and soft and tasting new. You took my hand like it was nothing much, but everything inside me felt your touch. A simple thing, a hand inside a hand, but I had never felt so close to land. Like all my life I'd floated out at sea, and you were sure just waiting there for me. We didn't talk, we just walked side by side, with open hearts and nothing left to hide. The world went on around us in its rush, but we were in a different kind of hush. The kind that only happens when it's real, the kind that words alone could never heal. I looked at you and you looked back at me, and both of us knew what this was going to be. Love never says goodbye, not when it's planted this far in the ground. Love never says goodbye, not when your heartbeat hears another sound. It grows inside the smallest quiet things, a hand to walk a home without its wings. And from that golden afternoon we shared, love never says goodbye, because it cared. It always cared. We found a rhythm in the everyday, a morning kiss to start us on our way. You'd hum while cooking breakfast by the stove, and I would watch you like a treasure trove. The table set with simple bread and tea, just you and I, and all we'd come to be. You'd steal my toast and laugh without a guilt, and I would love the life that we had built. The weekends came with nowhere left to be, just open doors and you right next to me. We'd drive out past the fields without a map. You'd fall asleep and rest inside my lap. I'd watch the road and feel so full inside, like every broken thing had finally died, like every empty corner found its place the moment I woke up beside your face. They talk of love like it's a grand affair, like fireworks and magic fill the air. But love is toast and laughter and your hand, and knowing someone truly understands. Love never says goodbye. It lives beneath the sky. It finds you when you least expect. to feel. It makes the broken whole. It touches every soul and shows you something true and something real. Love never says goodbye. It never waves and walks away to cry. It stays inside your chest. It puts your heart to rest. Love never says goodbye. You had a way of making dark days bright. You'd light a candle when you felt the night. You'd pull me close and whisper it's okay, that every storm will always find its way. We'd dance without a reason or a song, just swaying in the kitchen all night long. You'd step on both my feet and start to grin, and I would pull you closer, pull you in. We painted walls together one long day. You got the color on your face halfway. I laughed so hard I had to hold the wall. You threw the brush at me and let it fall. We ended up with paint on everything, the floor, the door, the windowsill, the sink. But standing in that colored, messy space, I'd never felt more joy in any place. The little things were never little then. They made me wanna live it all again. Each ordinary moment felt like gold, each simple story worth its weight retold. Love never says goodbye. It lives beneath the sky. It finds you when you least expect to feel. It makes the broken whole. It touches every soul and shows you something true and something real. Love never says goodbye. It never waves and walks away to cry. It stays inside your chest. It puts your heart to rest. Love never says goodbye. I found my home in you, not in a place or town, not in the walls we built or the color going down. I found my home in how you said my name at night, and how you checked on me when nothing seemed quite right, and how you never left when leaving would be free, and how you chose again each morning to choose me. That is the kind of love that doesn't need a door, that lives inside the chest and stays forevermore. We'd sit out on the porch when rain came near. You'd wrap a blanket round us year to year. You'd point at every cloud and name it wrong, and I would play along and hum a song. You said the big one looked like someone's cat. I said it looked like nothing more than that. You pushed my shoulder, laughing in the cold, and I thought, this is how I want to grow old. Right here beside you, watching skies go gray, not needing anything more than today, not chasing what the world says we should find. Just you and I, with nothing left behind. The rain came down and soaked the garden through, but under that one blanket I had you, and all the world could pour and pour away. I had enough right there to face the day. Love never says goodbye, not when it lives in every daily thing. Love never says goodbye, not when two hearts have learned to share one ring. It breathes inside the laughter and the mess, inside the warmth of one shared happiness. And every ordinary night we knew, love never says goodbye because of you, only because of you. I don't remember when the silence came, or when the morning stopped from feeling same. The coffee sat untouched beside the door, and neither one of us spoke anymore. You'd come home late and I would be in bed, with all the words I should have said unsaid. I'd hear you moving quietly through the hall, like you were scared to wake me with your call. But I was never sleeping, I was there, just lying in the dark and breathing air, wondering where the person went I knew, wondering what had happened to us two. The breakfast table felt so wide and far, like something broke between us, like a scar. Not from a fight or any single night, but from a slow and steady fading light. They never tell you love can go so cold while sitting right beside the one you hold. They never say the quiet is the worst, that silence is a different kind of thirst. Love never says goodbye, but sometimes love will cry. It sits alone and wonders where it went. It stares across the room inside the growing gloom, and tries to find the meaning that was meant. Love never says goodbye, but it can dim behind a clouded sky. It waits beneath the weight before it gets too late. Love never says goodbye. You started sleeping with your back to me, a wall of sheets between us like a sea. I'd reach across and stop before I touched, afraid that even reaching was too much. We used to finish sentences in half, we used to fill the kitchen up with laugh. But now we moved around each other slow, like strangers in a house we used to know. I tried one night to say how I had felt. I sat across from you and tried to melt the ice that built itself between our chairs, but words came out like broken cold night airs. You looked at me with eyes I couldn't read, like something in you wanted to be freed. I didn't know if freed meant free from pain, or free from me and never come again. I held my breath and waited for a sign, some little thing to tell me you were mine. But you just looked away into the wall, and I felt something in me start to fall. Love never says goodbye, but sometimes love will cry. It sits alone and wonders where it went. It stares across the room inside the growing gloom, and tries to find the meaning that was meant. Love never says goodbye, but it can dim behind a clouded sky. It waits beneath the weight before it gets too late. Love never says goodbye. We had a fight one Tuesday in the rain. You said I never tried to ease your pain. I said you never let me close enough. You said that love was not supposed to be rough. I said I never meant for it to be. You said you didn't recognize you're me. I stood there in the hallway, cold and still, while every word you said cut like a quill. You grabbed your coat and walked out to the street. I watched the door and felt the incomplete. The rain came harder, beating on the glass, and I just stood there letting minutes pass, hoping you would turn around and come back through the door and say that you weren't done. But the street stayed empty days that followed felt like holding stone. I'd never known a house could feel so alone. Your jacket still was hanging by the door. Your coffee cup was sitting on the floor. I didn't move a thing, I couldn't dare to let the world pretend you weren't there. I'd sit beside the window in your chair and breathe the fading scent still in the air. I wrote you letters I would never send. I asked the questions that had no real end, like where did we begin to lose the thread? And why did we leave so much better unsaid? But letters don't come back with any voice, and silence never gives you any choice. It just sits heavy on the empty room, like flowers left too long inside the gloom. Love never says goodbye, but it can break beneath a heavy strain. Love never says goodbye, it just gets lost sometimes out in the rain. It waits inside the jacket, by the door, inside the cup left sitting on the floor. And even in the worst of all the nights, love never says goodbye. It dimmed its lights, it only dimmed its lights. I picked your letter up from off the floor, the one you slid beneath the bedroom door. I didn't open it for 7 days, I just kept living in my hollow haze. But on the 8th day something in me broke. I sat beside the window and I woke. I tore the envelope along the seam and read your words like falling in a dream. You said you missed the way I said your name. You said you knew that you were not the same. You said the fight had left you cold and bare. You said you drove around and I was there, in every road and every song that played, in every place where memories had stayed. You said you didn't know how to come back, but leaving left your whole world turning black. I read it twice and then I read it more, until the words were soaking through my core, and something that had frozen started to thaw. The most beautiful and broken thing I saw. Love never says goodbye, it just needs a room to cry. It needs a little space to find its feet. It wanders for a while through every lonely mile, but always finds its way back to its beat. Love never says goodbye, it simply steps outside beneath the sky, and when the storm is past, it finds its way back fast. Love never says goodbye. I grabbed my coat and stepped out in the cold, and followed every feeling I had hold. I drove the roads you said you drove alone, through every place that we had ever known. I passed the coffee shop where first we sat, the table by the window just like that. I passed the park beside the old oak tree where you first stood and where you first saw me. I passed the road that led out to the field where every broken thing had started healed. And then I saw your car beside the lane, just sitting still beneath the falling rain. You were inside just staring at the wheel. I pulled up slow, not knowing what to feel. I knocked your window with a trembling hand and hoped that you would try to understand. You looked at me with eyes red and worn, like someone who had weathered something torn. But when you saw my face, you let out air just waiting for me there. Love never says goodbye, it just needs room to cry. It needs a little space to find its feet. It wanders for a while through every lonely mile, but always finds its way back to its beat. Love never says goodbye, it simply steps outside beneath the sky. And when the storm is past, it finds its way back fast. Love never says goodbye. You opened up the door and stepped outside. You didn't run, you didn't try to hide. You stood there in the rain without a word, the quietest and loudest thing I heard. I took a step and you took one as well, and everything we carried started to fell. Not all at once, but slowly, like the snow that melts when finally the warm winds blow. I said I'm sorry and you said it too, and neither one of us knew what to do. So we just stood there soaking in the street, with rain between our faces, cold and sweet. And then you laughed the way you used to do, that laugh that always broke my whole world through. I laughed as well, and suddenly the night felt half as dark and twice as full of light. We sat inside your car until the dawn, with all the broken pieces nearly gone. You told me what it built inside your chest, the fears you kept from putting to the test. I told you of the letters I had penned, the ones I wrote but couldn't bring to send. You asked me if I still had them to share. I reached inside my pocket, they were there. You read each one beneath the morning glow. Your eyes were soft and moving wide and slow. You folded them and held them to your chest, and said that this was better than the rest. I asked you what you meant and you replied that knowing I still fought was all my pride, that knowing I kept reaching in the rain was all you needed to come back again. Love never says goodbye, not when it drives the roads alone at night. Love never says goodbye, not when it knocks your window in the light. It carries all the letters in its coat, it hums your name like some forgotten note. And even when the storm had pulled us far, love never says goodbye. It found your car, it always finds your car. We drove back home beneath the clearing sky. The rain had stopped and stars were passing by. You rested your head gentle on my arm, and everything felt sheltered, safe and warm. We didn't need to fill the air with talk, we just sat quiet like a morning walk. The kind of quiet that is full, not bare, the kind that only comes when people care. We pulled into the drive and cut the light, and neither one of us rushed through the night. We sat a little longer in the car, just breathing in the moment where we are. You traced a circle on the back of my hand, a simple thing that helped me understand that love is not a story that we tell, it lives inside the touches that we feel. I look to you and you look back at me, and everything we've been through helped us see that nothing worth the having comes for free, but everything we paid for set us free. Love never says goodbye. It lives beneath the sky. It finds you when you least expect to feel. It makes the broken whole. It touches every soul and shows you something true and something real. Love never says goodbye. It never waves and walks away to cry. It stays inside your chest. It puts your heart to rest. Love never says goodbye. We walked inside and I put on the light. He made the tea that carried us through night. We sat beside the table like before, but this time we were worth so much the more. Because we knew how cold the silence grew. We knew how dark a house without you knew. We knew the weight of turning backs in bed. We knew the cost of leaving things unsaid. And knowing all of that made every sip feel warmer on the tongue, feel on the lip. Made every second sitting in that chair feel like a gift beyond all price and care. You looked across and reached and touched my face, the softest, most forgiving kind of grace. And in your eyes I saw the whole road back. Every light we lost and brought from black. They say that love is easy when it's new, but real love is the one that carries through, that walks back through the door against the rain and chooses you again and yet again. Love never says goodbye. It lives beneath the sky. It finds you when you least expect to feel. It makes the broken whole. It touches every soul and shows you something true and something real. Love never says goodbye. It never waves and walks away to cry. It stays inside your chest. It puts your heart to rest. Love never says goodbye. I wanna grow beside you in this chair, with silver in our eyes and in our hair. I wanna laugh about the pain upon the wall, the broken things, the stumbles and the fall. I wanna drive the roads we used to know and point at every place where we let go. I wanna read the letters out aloud and laugh until our voices fill the cloud. I wanna dance again without a song, just swaying in the kitchen all night long. I want the morning's toast and stolen cup. I want the life we have when we wake up. Not perfect, not without its scars and rain, but ours completely ours through joy and pain. I want the quiet and the loud and all. I want to catch you every time you fall. So here we stand on this side of the storm, with hearts that learned that love was more than warm, with eyes that saw the dark and chose the dawn, with hands that held on even holding wrong. We are not perfect people, never were. We stumble through the days and that is sure, but stumbling with you beats walking straight alone, and broken shared together still feels whole. I made a promise standing in the rain. I made it soft and made it once again, that every road I drive will drive to you, that every word I mean, I'll mean it true, that when the silence comes I'll speak it clear, that every single day I'll keep you near, that love will never be a word we say, but something that we choose with every day. Love never says goodbye. It lives beneath the sky. It finds you when you least expect to feel. It makes the broken whole. It touches every soul and shows you something true and something real. Love never says goodbye. It never waves and walks away to cry. It stays inside your chest. It puts your heart to rest. Love never says goodbye. From the first hello beneath the old oak tree, to the storm that nearly took you far from me, to the letter in the rain and the cold street, to the car and the moment we would meet, to the tea and to the table and the light, to this moment at the end of every night. Every road we walked was leading to this truth, that love was always me and love was always you. And from the very first to very last, through every future moment, every past, through every laugh and every tear and sigh, love never once, not even once, said goodbye. It never said